What? You really thought that? Because you are ABO enhanced superhuman walking tank touched by the ruinous powers. I wouldn't charge at you with my shuffle. Think heretic think. Vulcan. I'm perpetual. Curse. I can see into the future. Dawn. I love brick. How do you have so many relics from other chapters? Blood Ravens. We found them. Source material versus Netflix adaptation. Did you know, Sanguinius once broke a bloodthirster's back over his knee, and Robert Gilliman broke the Emperor's heart by not being sanguineous. Tor fans. The rest of the Warhammer fandom who hate Tor. Conrad Kurz, Neek in his chambers, and whacked out of his mind, loudly discussing with a statue of the Emperor he's made out of human body parts. His legion in the next room. Orc players be like, I can turn this into 12 tanks and a bike squad. Well, I don't have this kind of cash. Few do. When you bring your friend to your local Games Workshop store to get into Warhammer, and the local Tor player tries to talk to him, let him go, you filth. Me and the boys crusading against Tooth and Coat's scrams. Go Pikachu. Go random shut. Don't do that. Don't give me hope. Why are you dressed like that? Like what? 15-year-old me collecting minis. 35-year-old me collecting minis. Those are the worst blood angels I've ever seen painted. But they are painted. Steal a person's wallet and they're poor for days. Introduce person to Warhammer 40K and they're poor for life. POV. You are having a great time. You know what, duck you. Unplagues your marines. Girls with time machine. I'm your granddaughter. Really? Boys with time machine. Right on time. The Emperor, the Thunder Warriors died in glorious combat in the final battle of the Unification Wars. The Thunder Warriors in the final battle of the Unification Wars. Do you really think she will use your needs to pleasure herself with them? No, it's for bulk mail. Always remember that. The Imperial Guard, a delicate situation that requires finesse and diplomacy. Me, Warhammer is a bit nerdy for me. My friend, they have space romance. Me. You always act like you're better than us. Warhammer fans. King o' the nerds. King o' the nerds. Do you love me, brother? Be strong, Clarence. Be strong for the Emperor. You'll never be a 9 inches tall, 800 pound, genetically modified space recess. You aren't good at 40k just because you own a 70% win rate faction. Tor and Custodes players. So have you watched the new series on Warhammer Plus app? Yes, the app. Clank. The app from Games Workshop. The app where you pay to watch Warhammer series. That app. Do you have any history of mental illness in your family? Yes. Queen Elizabeth will have life support systems installed in her throne so that she may continue to rule while recovering from Cupid, says Buckingham Palace. Crown virus pandemic. The Adeptus Mechanicus, whenever the Imperium requests for heavy support. Kaboom. Yes, Magus. Kaboom. I want a relationship where both sides never stop trying. $50 for whatever you want, baby. Can you paint my miniatures? He just literally nutted in me and then he started on a Warhammer kit. What fan-made content is capable of what a billion-dollar company gives us. Kramer, what's going on in here? Horus has betrayed us, Jerry. About to be eaten by tyrannids. Reinforced by salamanders. Turns out they're disguised Alpha Legion. They're loyalists today. Get away, you carrier of disease. I also carry presents. Or, it's disease. God damn it. My child will respect other races. $40 million. How Henry Cavill spends his millions. Why are you here? I thought you were financially stable. Sure, 40k is nerdy, but you'll make friends with other players. But, I play Tor. I wouldn't tell anyone I'd won the lottery, but there will be hints. You lived your life for the Empire's people. You gonna die for some corpse on a chair? Someone is. It's just a book. No harm ever came from reading a book. Hey, I play Warhammer 40K too. Yeah, no one cares who you are. Chaos, is it okay if I copy your homework? Imperium, sure, just change some stuff so it's not obvious. Tor battle suits and melee when their codex drops. How my girlfriend sees us. How I see us. If you think this is an unfair match, you are right. The Custodes player has brought twice as many points as the Knight player. Rob out Gilliman reacting to the criticism on his codex starts. Why are you booing me? I'm right. No capes. When you tell her that you worship the Emperor. Thank the God Emperor you're here, Lord Gilliman. You can now lead the Imperium in your father's honor. I'm so astounded. Wow. I hope we've left everything in okay shape. Calling him God is the reason we are here in the first place. Father, we have all failed. Your regiment is being reinforced by Space Marines. They're Grey Knights. 40k players waiting for a release that isn't a Primaris Lieutenant. Space Marine 2. The 40k community boycotting Games Workshop. Vulcan and Corvus seeing each other whilst hunting Chaos Space Marines. I'm gonna do what's called a pro gamer move. Warhammer 40,000. Space Marine. It's beautiful. I've looked at this for 5 hours now. The Emperor. I'm no god. Also the Emperor. When a conspiracy theory seems dumb at first, but then makes complete sense after 4 hours worth of YouTube videos. When a Space Marine says they're their Primarch. Alpha Legion. Blood Angels. The Horus heresy be like. He was the perfect son. Until he wasn't. Terra 30k. We will repel the combined might of Horus forces and the Chaos gods themselves. Terra 40k. There is a gene stealer cult on Terra. Is this the end? Be careful who you call ugly in middle school. When a Space Marine runs out of ammo, but the Tor won't murder themselves. Grunts with effort. The Codex says no more than 1,000 Marines. What's a Codex? So, who are the good guys? Dune fans. 40k fans. Use newly invented weapons that are superior than your current ones to assist the Imperium. Putting them in storage for hundreds of years, so you can claim that you can rediscover old technology. Me gets up and adjusts chair. Custodes who have been watching over me for millennia. Visible confusion. Therapist. Spooky Erebus isn't real. He can't hurt you. Spooky Erebus. Primaris Outriders moving up to 20 inches. Harlequin Skyweavers moving up to 22 inches. Guardsman Infantry moving up to 24 inches because some guy in fancy hat told them to. 3D printing your own models. Building your own models out of Legos. When the 8 feet tall super genetic warrior that's more heavily armored than a tank gets cut in half by a ducking bug. Red Magic 5G. The world's fastest phone. Now in heat or dread. Stabs enemy in the lung. Breathtaking. Keanu Reeves. Can't lose if you're on both sides. Games Workshop. No, you can't all download all the files and infinitely share them. That makes taking them down impossible. We are Alfarius. Right, Scar's Predator tank will be like. Brave Cadian Guardsman picks up bolt gun from Fallen starts, bringing the fight to the heretics. M41 colorized. In only 2 weeks, Robert lost 800 pounds on Warhammer 40,000. Before. After. I sent dudes. You mean meats. I'm in a fight. I need more men. Do you remember we were saving for a house? Well, surprise. When you show someone something you're really proud of, and they say cool, and change the subject. Yes or no, you get to live your life as a Space Marine crab, but you can only answer questions vaguely. Perhaps. Offers blood and skulls. Con. It's gonna take more than that to impress me. Offers even more blood and skulls. Con. Games Workshop. Am I out of touch? Games Workshop. No, it's the fans who are wrong. Year 1914. The Emperor pretending to be unfit to fight in World War I because he knows he'll kill everyone. Iron Warrior mother duckers would really look at one of these and say, yeah, why not make this thing our new battle barge? My runic priests harness the power of Fenris. My Seekers use power of the warp. Fun fact. A war sphere is a powerful crude starship, the last vestige of the ancient power and surprising scientific advancement of the crude civilization prior to its move away from advanced technology. Get into Warhammer 40K, identify most with the word bearers, vibe with worshipping Chaos Undivided, get really into the Chaos Gods, and have a ton of fun playing them on the tabletop. Read The Last Heretic, and realize that I'm the good guys of the whole setting, and that it's up to me to save humanity. When you arrive in orbit, but the heretics already took the planet. Kaboom. Yes Rico, kaboom. Friend, thank you for getting me into 40k. I can't wait to start my tour army. Me. You don't mean that. Humanity. I find you guilty of violence, cruelty, ignorance, and when you shoot the pink and purple Chaos Land Raider and it starts moaning sexually at you while a Chaos Marine standing on the top is shredding a guitar. Concern. Warhammer is getting too family friendly. Demon Killaba. What does your 40k army say about you? Bulk Templars. Wants to play Space Marines, but actually wants to have fun. Will almost always be willing to 1v1 your warlord. Owns more Land Raider Crusaders than you own models. Has seen the entirety of Hell's Reach. Father, I started playing 40k. I have amassed a considerable tour army. Boromir would have chosen Imperial Guard. My executive level, breadwinning wife. Me showing her the Lego Star Wars playset I want. When you Google Warhamster instead of Warhammer. Games Workshop headquarters right now. I can't believe he didn't cry during Titanic. Do men even have feelings? The fate of TTS. All he wanted to do was love his hobby. 100% casualties. Mission accomplished. Inquisitor declares orbital bombardment on Imperial City with the rising Gene Stealer cult. The Necron tomb beneath the surface. Paint me like one of your minifigures. Let's go. In and out. 20-minute adventure. Banning fan animations. Games Workshop. Games Workshop. Why does everyone hate us? Henry Cavill. Bulkstone Fortress. Warhammer fans. King o' the Nerds. King o' the Nerds. Dom. You came in our hour of greatest need. You should know by now, the streets always got your back, Biggie. Now let's teach that little butch Horus a thing or two about family. Space Wolves. You can't just exterminate the population of Armageddon. These people fought loyally. Inquisition. Gonna cry? Me explaining the entire plot of the Horus heresy to my Datu asked if I have any hobbies. Star Wars is better than Warhammer 40,000. Me. Caps lock. Asian inspired faction in 40k. The cooler Asian inspired faction in 40k. Maybe we don't always have to kill the demons so violently. Who the duck said that? Boomers. Kids are too dependent on technology. Also boomers. If the words you spoke appeared on your scene, would you still be beautiful? Me. Khan is objectively the best traitor marine. People, why do you say objectively? World beaters. Gorechild. Khan. Erebus. Delverus. Space Wolves pack leader looks towards Sisters of Battle Celestia, while she looks away in disgust during the Battle of Cadia. Picked recording, circa 999. M41. The big woman still here? This could be us, but you always playing. Sorry, wrong number. No, let's keep talking. Time Traveler, kills a fly. The timeline. Breaking news. Russ and Magnus fix their problems. Russ promises to think things through for more than 2 seconds from now on. When you run out of small talk at the first date, did you ever hear the tragedy of Magnus the Red? The Emperor of Mankind. His parenting skills. A planet gets destroyed. Star Wars fans. Warhammer 40K fans. Games Workshop. How to get more players into lesser played factions. Update their old ace models. Games Workshop. Every Brit needs to drink 124 pints to save the nation's pubs after lockdown. I don't need to tell you, old friend, that even in victory, we'll likely meet our end here. Then our duty is done. When you're 3 hours into painting and notice a super obvious mold line. Why is it, when something happens, it is always you three? Believe me, I've been asking myself the same question for 10,000 years. If you stripe away the grimdark, the entire Horus heresy is basically just the plot of professional wrestling, or thinly veiled excuse for a bunch of buff angry men with ridiculous gimmicks to beat each other up in grudge matches. My dice after giving me a 6 on sniper rifle wound rolls for the first time. Did everyone see that? Because I will not be doing it again. The orcs having a great time. The grim darkness of the far future in which there is only war. Me and the rich boys heading to the hottest club in the upper hive city. At last. The sword of truth. Sword of truth. Give me your wisdom. Blink. Blink. You have to paint your minis before you can get more. Clank. Me. Just joined the Blood Ravens 3 days ago. Captain. I find your lack of relics disturbing. My painting skills in my head. What I actually paint like. Jow's a weird boy Harry. I's a what? A weird boy. And a crumpin' good UN. I thinks. Gilliman after he finished writing the Codex starts. Sometimes my genius is. It's almost frightening. Chaos Titans are decimating our troops. How can we stop them? Send in our own Titans. Orbital bombardments. Fix bayonets. Die, heretic. Me, unplugging the life support so the old hero can finally be at peace. Or the custodes in the throne room. So let me get this straight. We give life to an army, painting them and giving them the touch of our creativity, only to repeatedly destroy them. We constantly force them to do battle for our pointless and petty bloodlust and want for violence. We constantly seek more and more opulent battlescapes and models painted to perfection. All of this while we play a game of luck and chance. Are we the chaos gods? Necrons being completely ducked and losing badly to Space Marines. That one warrior whose reanimation protocols activated. I didn't hear no bell. Roses red. My army lists in a binder. Yes, he says. I did find her. Dad, I think I want to play Tor. Hun, call the Inquisition. When you're trying to decide what weapons to give your unit of Plague Marines. Orc gets smashed by a bigger orc, and he tells everyone he's in charge now. The rest of the orcs. Noted. The perks of being married to a tabletop gamer. Won't ever sneak around and spend money on a lady of the night. That money could be better spent on toy soldiers and books about toy soldiers. When you have done something wrong, you can distract them by saying look over there, a spilled pot of Nuln oil, and watch as they scamper away to take pictures for Facebook groups. They actually know 50 different shades of grey. Watching them accidentally drink paint water never gets old. Chaos Space Marines. Bastards. How people who fully paint armies look at people who don't. Dad, why is my sister's name Rose? Because your mother loves roses. Thanks Dad. No problem Mortarian. Facts. The Adeptus Sororitas are just better looking word bearers. When Games Workshop brings out a new kit and you look at your bits box, I'm gonna make some weird shit. Dealt guard players after the new Dark Angels Codex. Chuckles. I'm in danger. My squid nap is returning me after listening to me talk about Horus Heresy for 2 hours. Wait, we aren't the best bikers in the Adeptus Astartes? You never were. I felt a disturbance in the force. Like million Marine players shouting I've always been a DA player. He's probably thinking about other women. Hope I don't get outbid for those miniatures on eBay when I wake up. You wish now that our places had been exchanged, that I had spilled, and Null Noil had lived. Me. Yes, I wish that. Thunder Warriors, all of Terror is united, and we can now live in peace. The Emperor. And now for something completely different. Me explaining Warhammer 40K lore. My family at Thanksgiving dinner. I need someone to be my friend. Maybe send me an angel. The nicest angel you have. Laughing. I assure you, Inquisitor, the 34 terabytes of Torfeet pics are essential to the security of the Imperium. My girlfriend telling me how cool toys I bought for my nephews. Me who bought Games Workshop for myself. When you're deployed to your first war zone, and an undead space Egyptian robot with sword hand starts flaying your comrade alive. He brings home 6 figures a month. Being seen as the most humane legion, or the good guys of 40k by the fandom. The 40k fandom. Maintaining an entire subsector which is among the few places in the 42nd millennium where a normal person could live with dignity and where competence is still valued over personal connections and or zealotry.